In this video, we are going to learn SplashScreen. SplashScreen is nothing but a starting form of your application. So, how to set the startup form in your Android application, which we are going to learn in this video. So, first of all, you have to understand the thread and its classes and methods. SplashScreen works on thread and intent. Intent is used to switch one activity to another, and thread is nothing but a background process monitoring class. So, creating a workspace, here you can monitor it. Yes, it is now created the workspace with XML. Here you can also add the image or text whatever you want, and also you can add the progress bar, which progress bar demo we are going to learn very soon in SplashScreen. So this is considered as a splash screen, and after that you have to switch to another activity. So in that case, we are creating a new. Right click on your project, package, Android XML file. Here you can add. Right click new class file. So class file name let's set to second. Browse. Activity. And if you want to generate comments, you can check this or just finish. So this way it will create one class with extends activity class by default. So in that case you have to write on create method control shift F, control shift S. So in that you have to mention content view. It is building a workspace, so it is taking time. So here you have to set content view, r dot layout dot. So here it not shows you the layout file name because we are not the added a layer. So in that case you have to first add a layer of layout. So in layout, right click new Android XML file. Let's say second, and choose any layout and just finish. So it will add the second named layout. So you can add button and any text to show this is the switch layout or second layout. just save it. And after that we have to mention in android.manifest file. So you have to activity. We have learned this tags, activity and intent filter in earlier tutorials. So refer earlier tutorials. Android name dot second. Here dot represents to automatically append or prefix package which is com.example.SplashScreen. Otherwise, if you don't want to write the dot operator here, you can also write the com.example.SplashScreen.second. Second is your class file name which is we have created here. And if you want to set it the main activity as a startup form or layout, you can add the intent filter. Just cut and paste inside this activity class of your second Java file or class file. So it will treated as a main activity. But here we have used by default here intent filter as a startup layout form because we are using to show the startup form treated as a splash screen or information of your application as we have seen in many applications. So after that, in after register the Android manifest files entry, just control space C, it will show you the here the second layout. So now it will not show you the error. Save it, close. Now here we don't need this, and this way you can register here, or you can also mention the minimum SDK and target SDK which you are going to run your application and using your project. So in that case we have to use the thread class. Thread T is equal to new thread, but new runnable. See, it is automatically implements its methods with override. Or first of all you have to understand what is thread and runnable. So thread is a background process of your application which is monitoring in your background when your application is started in on create lifecycle. Android application provides to set up background thread to safely interact with the user interface on the user interface thread. It includes handler objects and posting runnable objects to the view. View is the superclass of all control class as mentioned in earlier tutorials, and it using user interface thread utilities or say UI thread utilities. And this runnable is when you pass the runnable object to the handler which will run these runnable objects on the activity thread. So in this activity class thread it will passing this runnable to run your application as a background in event thread processing. So this is about thread and runnable. So in that case you have to write the try catch block in case of error. So see, it will automatically comes. Exception is treated as superclass of all exception classes, but here we have to write interrupted exception. So sleep. 3000, which means it is 3000 milliseconds, and these thread classes will sleep or hide this splash screen after the 3000 milliseconds. So in the catch, we are printing if error occurs in catch block, it will throws and handles in catch. In that case, we are using the exception object e dot print stack trace void throwable. It is throwable. See, this element neither has attached source or not attached jar doc, and hence jar doc could be found. It will all the it shows you the detail of your errors. After that, you have to use intent. Intent is used to switch one activity to another. Intent object. Here you have to pass the two parameters, get application context and second dot class. Here get application context here we are using because we are in a nested block of your main activity class. So here it will refer as a get application context. Application level it will treat it context. And the second dot class file is your this class file name, which we have added in package com.example.splashscreen. So after that, do not forget to start activity. By start activity, not activities. Remember this thing. And the intent. And also you can use here t dot start and stop, or if you want to reduce the line of code you can also here use dot start. It will same work as this if we have mentioned here, but we are here using the t dot start. So save your application, right click on your application, run as Android application. You can monitor your process in console. So this way you can add the splash screen or startup form or layout to your Android application, with shows your application as professional, or you can also shows your application's information or as your application's logo image or anything you want. You can increase your business logic and whatever your as per your needs. Don't forget to mention your see splash screen demo. After the 3000 millisecond, it will shows you this second layout of your Android application. You can also use in first application image, background image, anything. Don't forget to mention your Android manifest files entry of your second Java file class. Java class. Thank you for watching video. Subscribe us on YouTube, and you can also get the more information in descriptions. Thank you for watching video.